So my name's Logan LaPointe. I started here July 2013. Currently my role is the kennel supervisor. So I take care of the intakes, which dogs come in, which dogs go out, behavior evaluations, adoptions, questions for customers, and general education for the public. So like I said, I started in 2013, so I've been here for, almost 5 years. Started out actually as just a kennel attendant, cleaning in the back of the kennels, and then over the years I've transitioned to various departments as they've opened up. So I've been the cat supervisor, I've been the volunteer coordinator, I was the assistant kennel supervisor when I first started, and now, head of the kennels. We are a no-kill facility, so we're a place that does not euthanize for space. So when you normally hear open admission shelters, that means that they will take in whatever animals come through the door, just because they can. And unfortunately, those shelters will euthanize for space to make room for new animals coming in, and we do not do that. So we have to be very particular about which animals we take in. They have to be adoptable, and if they come into the shelter seeming like they're adoptable, and then over time they develop, behavior issues, we will work with them. We would never euthanize just because they've been here for too long. As far as I'm concerned, we have 40 dogs, and I have 40 dogs of my own. Like, we all feel that these are all of our animals, and we will never put them down just because it's been too long. So we've had dogs that lived here 4 or 5 years. We have a cat that's been here for I think 8 years. And as long as they're not deteriorating in terms of their health, then they're sticking around. We got a dog in this year, a Doberman named Turtle, and he was emaciated. I think he was like 40 pounds when he first came in, and Dobermans are supposed to be around like 70 to 80 pounds. So we just got him back to a healthy weight, and it's really sad when you get dogs in that have obviously been abused because they don't even want to go near humans, and getting them to a place of trusting humans again and seeing them trust humans again is what makes everything worth it. You're always here for the animals. It's really low pay, it's a great environment, and everyone here is on board for the animals. These animals are coming from sometimes really horrible situations, and we're just all full of life here, and we're ready to take on all these challenges for whatever animal comes in. If you go to SPCA.org, that gives you a full list of all of the animals that are up to date currently. So people come in usually based on a picture they saw online, or they can just come in exploring the shelter. Once they find an animal that they want, we do same-day adoption only. It makes it quicker. We want these animals to get out as soon as possible, but we obviously don't push them out the door. Once your application is approved, then you take the animal home the same day, and we go over all of their paperwork with you. And we're all about educating people. So not everyone can adopt. Let's say you're coming in for a puppy, and you work a full-time job. You can't get a puppy, unfortunately. The puppies usually have to go to the bathroom every 3 hours, so you have to, little things like that. It's also about taking care of the animal from the beginning when you have them. So they can always tell when they're going home. They're always a little bit on edge, and they're always sitting at the door kind of looking out what's going on over here. And then as soon as we call it the final, or I call it the final run. So they get from their kennel, and then we walk them down the real life hallway and into the lobby, and they don't go in the lobby ever. And as soon as they go in the lobby, they know, they're like, oh my God, there's my family. They're like, yeah. And then we always do an adoption picture when they go home, and by the time they get out into our parking lot, they're just flailing around, and they're so happy, and they can't even handle themselves. Yeah, it's really good.
Gina Carbonari, and I am the Executive Director for the Ulster County SPCA. I've actually been in this position for about a month now. Before that, I was the President of the Board of Directors, and I was there with the board for about 3 years before. I actually am a retired Marine Corps officer, so I did 22 years of active duty. During that time, probably for the past 13 years, I've been involved in animal welfare, primarily as a volunteer. So a lot of my time spent in the animal welfare community has been moving from place to place, because every 2 to 3 years in the Marine Corps you have to change duty stations. And during the course of that, I would start to work with a different animal welfare organization at each duty station. So that was a great opportunity to have a really varied background in different types of organizations, how they're structured, what the missions are, because each one is a little bit different, and kind of set the foundation for eventually ending up in this position. My major was social psychology. I have my master's in public administration, and I got there really through the Marine Corps. I'm certified as a canine training and behavior specialist, so transitioning There's a lot of the foundation of canine psychology is very similar to human psychology and understanding things. So that really transitioned well into understanding dogs in particular and just behavior and looking at things from more of a behavioral lens. And certainly that all has helped to get me to where I am right now, just being able to work well with animals and to understand them. We are the we are the go-to animal welfare organization here in the county. Although we carry the county's name, we are a private organization. We're a private nonprofit. Everything that we do is based off of donations, so we don't receive any county money. We don't receive any money from the ASPCA. They are a completely separate organization. Everything comes in from donations. So there are some grants that we apply for, but everything is paid for from donations from the community. Just because we say that we're nonprofit does not mean that we don't need to make money, because obviously we do, or else the doors don't stay open. But in-kind donations are great too. We always have our wish list posted. It's on our website. We always accept donations for food for the animals, bedding. People bring all kinds of things in for us. Volunteering is another great way to be able to help. We always could use folks who want to walk the dogs, play with the cats, come in and help clean, do all sorts of different things for us. Especially, we have a lot of volunteers who come out and do all of our events. That helps with fundraising. So volunteering and donating is really what we need. Everyone here, they get spayed or neutered, and they get all their vaccinations done before they're going to be adopted out. It's the full gamut of an animal comes in, they get their medical check first. We make sure that before everybody leaves, they have spay-neuter done, they have vaccinations done, they have heartworm prevention done, they have flea and tick prevention done, they've got a microchip done. So when they walk out, they are ready to go and make your appointment next year to see your vet unless something else happens. I would say that definitely adopting from a shelter, you're giving really a second chance. I like to refer to everybody here as lifesavers, because that's exactly what we're doing every day. Whether it's our donors, it's our volunteers, it's our staff, everybody here is a lifesaver, because you're taking an animal that otherwise has no place else to go, and you're giving them a home, you're giving them companionship and love, and beyond just the food, water, and a roof over their head, they get a lot more when they come here. We really emphasize enrichment and socialization for anyone. I think that having an animal with you really does help to reduce stress. It helps to cope with situations. And it doesn't even have to have that label of emotional support dog or a label of a therapy dog or anything like that. It's just having an animal with you. When you make that connection, you see it every day with people who unfortunately for life reasons have to surrender their animals to us, and how heartbreaking it can be. And you see every day the person who walks in and adopts and immediately has a bond with that animal. Animals don't use so much verbal language. Their communication is in their body language, and in how they can respond to us and read us and understand us. Isn't about the words that are coming out of our mouth. It's about everything else that they see in our facial expressions, in our carriage, in what we say with our body, that lets them know how we are or aren't feeling. And a lot of times animals, they respond well to that, which makes us feel good. So having an animal with us, there's so many things that we do with animals that really help to just make us feel better about everything.